that she finished grade school.
Dorothy, do you know anything about this boy's family background?
All I know is that he's a doctor.
A doctor? Well, then the heck with his background. Do you have any idea how much a doctor makes these days?
No, I really don't care what he does for a living. I mean, the important thing is that he and Kate have a good relationship. You are getting married in the Bahamas?
This is fabulous. I always wanted to go to the Bahamas. Now, where the hell are my culottes?
Oh, Kate, honey, I have always dreamed of giving you a wedding ever since I had your overbite fix.
Mom, don't you think it would be a little...
A vacation.
We thought you were going to tell her, Dorothy.
Well, I was waiting for the right moment, you know, like right after we landed in New York.
New York? I want to go to an island.
New York is an island.
No, I mean someplace where swarthy men who don't speak English rub oil all over your body.
Great, then we can go for a ride on the subway.
They didn't have eyes. You know, I can't eat anything with eyes like lobster.
I can't eat anything that moves.
Like what, Rose? Horses?
Like oysters.
Oysters don't move.
Coco, they could dance. Who cares? Tell us.
Oysters move. Very.
Can. Great. Oh, Chrissy can't. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, really? No, I didn't know that could happen from a tanning machine. Oh, V, we're using the household money to repair the roof and repave the driveway.
Great. And what am I supposed to do while every other old lady on the block is watching Cosby?
Well, you can sit in the new driveway and hope that an amusing black family drops by.
Maybe we could sell our old TV and you...
Have a seat.
Well, what can I do for you?
The first thing you can do is get rid of that ridiculous toupee. I want to speak to the bald guy who left me. Ow!
How can you say I look younger and more beautiful over the telephone? No, it's true. I just wondered how you knew over the telephone. You're kidding. That's great. Okay, I'll see you Friday at 4. Bye-bye. Oh, this is so exciting. Big Daddy's going to be here on Friday. Says he has a big suit that just drives me absolutely crazy. Well, maybe it's the warmth of all of that red, hot, sweaty flannel. Set against the austere coldness of those black patent leather jackboots. Or maybe it's because those rosy cheeks and twinkling eyes bespeak a passion. Sophia.
What does it mean, a little less bourbon?
It's a big decision, Sophia. She's got to think about it.
She's family. If you can't count on family, who the hell can you count on?
She's Italian. Sweep the clothes on the rocks, not the dishes.
No wonder they broke.
Okay, who wants to go shopping?
It's a little early for that, isn't it, Renee?
Then we're going out to eat. It's either shopping or eating. Take your pick.
You didn't talk to him.
I couldn't.
Oh.
George was on call all weekend. 3 heart attacks.
Maybe we should go see. Maybe we should have a weapon. Please, the 3 of you without makeup is enough to scare anyone.
Wonderful idea. Men go to night school. Smart men. And nothing turns me on more than a smart man. Unless maybe it's a stupid man with good hands. Rose, count me in.
Dinner's ready. What are we having? Spaghetti. Oh, Italian food? No, Rose, actually it's Chinese food.
Wow, because poor old Toby had gotten a fever and gone deaf.
Rose. Sweetheart, save the story. When David comes back, tell him. That can be his punishment.
He is gorgeous, isn't he, girl? There's not a woman at the museum who hasn't been after him from the day he arrived.
Oh, women can be so silly. They think because you are an artist, you must also be a great lover. They think because you are...
I'm afraid I just gave those 2 rooms away.
But we had a reservation.
Until 3 a.m., you're late. Therefore, the reservation is null and void. I'm sorry, that's company policy.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm from Sicily. You know what our company policy is? First, I break your knees.
Ma. Look, forget about the reservation. Just give up.
Nothing. Dorothy, you're a sick, suspicious, paranoid person. Stan, my favorite ex-son-in-law.
God, Stanley, what the hell are you doing here?
Don't you dare talk to him like that. I invited him for dinner.
What?
I love your toupee, Stanley. Is it new?
Yeah.
What was the point, Rose?
I guess after the baby came, they needed more room. The point of the story. Well, gradually they were able to make friends, and they ended up the most popular family in town.
But only because they went out and met.
Every year they catch on quicker and quicker. I love it when Phil calls me on Mother's Day. It's the one time a year he calls and doesn't ask for money.
I remember one Mother's Day when I had to ask for money. Oh, Stan's business wasn't doing well, and we had to ask his mother for a loan.
Oh.
Now, how many junkies have gas and hot flashes?
Well, they cleaned me out, took everything I owned. All I have is what I have on.
They took your clothes?
My clothes, my shoes, girdle, everything. Thank God I'm insured.
Ma, why in the world?
Meet eligible men at galleries. Why don't you come with me?
Can I come too, Blake?
Oh, sure. I think it's going to be a great show. It's featuring the work of Mr. Jasper de Kimmel. You ever heard of him?
I'm not sure. Has he ever done anything in velvet?
Jasper de Kimmel's art hangs in museums all over the country.
He was talking about when he said they were bad for you.
Well, have you ever seen anything more devastatingly beautiful in all your life?
Gosh, let's see.
That was a rhetorical question, Rose. When are your dates picking you 2 up?
We don't have any dates, Blanche.
No dates? On Valentine's Day?
Guess. Nobody asked you. Was I talking to you? I'm talking to my daughter. To me, you don't exist.
And who's driving you to your niece's wedding in California?
Salvador, you're upsetting Papa. Would you please find a mechanic? It's freezing in here.
My course is a freezing in here. Mr. Ziti for brains decides to take a shortcut through
You will never guess who I just got off the phone with.
Trudy McMahon, your best friend from high school. She's coming to Miami for your high school reunion.
Sophia, that's incredible. You must have ESP.
No, I have a phone extension in my bedroom.
Ma, how many? Because, she didn't want to gain weight. And then after lunch, she walked out of the restaurant and a gargoyle fell off the building, hit her on the head, and killed her.
Oh,
I mean, look at what her last meal was.
that is tragic. Just tragic. Here, honey, dig in.
Of course, it'll be just my luck. I'll eat, I'll gain 40 pounds, and live to be 90.
Me too. I'm healthy as a horse. Unfortunately, I'll wind up looking like one.
You know, all it takes is one little dessert and my panties cut off my circulation.
Coke.
Arnie wants me to go away with him on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Oh. Oh, and you're upset because he wants you to pay your own way?
Stan, did you really mean what you said about there not being that much between you and Chrissy?
That's right.
I'm glad, because now I don't feel so guilty.
What are you talking about?
Stanley, I don't feel the same way about us as you do.
You're kidding.
No, what happened the other night?
So bad.
Hey, I'm the one who should feel bad. Lydia and I were wearing the same dress.
Honey, can we go now? I've been planning this for months. A weekend alone in the woods. It's going to be perfect.
Oh, it sounds romantic. Maybe you'll have another baby.
Francis as in Francie or Francis as in Frank?
I don't know. It's wearing yellow.
We could find out, Rose.
Oh.
Put on the Dolphins game and see if it watches by looking, Rose.
We could change its diaper and see if it...
And then Daddy'd tell us a story and tuck us into our feather
Who
bed.
was your father, Rose? Michael Landon?
Can I help it if I came from a happy family? Well, we had our share of problems. Believe me, we had some hard...
Dorothy,
Oh, hi, Ma.
listen to this. If I were truly free, O fire of my loins, I'd take you to a paradise in the sun where we could lie naked, bronze body against
Conway Twitty.
The problem is, Robert charges $300, and it's just not in my budget this month. Oh, that's the trouble with being beautiful. The maintenance will kill you.
I have an idea, Blanche. How about moonlighting and making some extra money?
Another job? Rose, I already work.
This evening.
Oh, wait a minute. Rose Nyland, you devil, you. I just figured out what's going on here.
Blanche.
You were sore at me for inviting your friend without asking you, so you hired this guy to come over and teach me a lesson.
Relationship that has very special problems, and only you and Jonathan can decide whether those problems are worth working out.
I can appreciate what you're going through, Rose. I once went through a very similar situation myself.
You once dated a little person?
Oh, no. No, what I was referring to...
Sanitarium up north.
I'm going to enter the U.S. Senior Sports Classic, and I'm going to win.
I had no idea that you could skate that well.
Oh, when I was young, my folks had me train for the U.S. team. The day the Olympic Committee came to St. Olaf, I was so nervous.
I have to deal with 400 people in Simpsons t-shirts trying to knock 25 cents off your I lost my ass in Vegas cup.
Is my cup out there? I don't want to sell my cup.
Come on, Blanche. There's nothing wrong with Rose having a yard sale. Right, Ma?
Here, Blanche, taste this.
Ma!
Look, Rose. Whiskey. That explains why every Sunday after services he'd stand up and yell, I can lick any man in this church.
Oh, pussycat. Just the person I was looking for. I have a question for you. Strictly hypothetical. Let's say...
Couldn't live with any of those. Look, I am perfectly capable of attracting a man who is charming, good-looking, and interested in personal hygiene.
Are you going to take this seriously or not?
Blanche, are you all right?
I'm stunned. I'm just stunned.
Honey, what's wrong?
Dorothy, I love you.
I love you, too. Goodbye.
All right, Dorothy, now try this dressing and tell me what you think. It's called Creamy Zesty Italian. Only has 1 calorie.
If you ran it under the faucet, it would have more flavor. Honey, beware of anyone who says no calories, absolutely no charge.
Can you get those, honey?
Sure, Mom.
Thank you for inviting us to stay with you.
Oh, thank you for these lovely gifts. What are you going to do with yours?
It's a log. I'm going to burn it.
Slut.
Mail call. Ah, Ma, here's a letter for you from Palermo. Committed, and then the guests try to solve them?
Exactly.
That sounds like fun. You know, back in Minnesota, I was known as the Sherlock Holmes of St. Olaf.
Figured out which one was Shinola, did you, Rose?
The hard way.
I sure hope this weekend is a...
Dorothy, it's past your bedtime.
Ma, I'm 60 years old. I can stay up as late as I want.
No, we said when you're 65, you can stay up as late as you want. Now, what are you doing?
Well, if you must know, I'm writing a letter to Pop.
The same Pop who died 17 years ago?
How did the interview go?
Oh, fantastic. Is Aunt Blanche here? I want to tell her all about it. And that I won't be home for dinner tonight.
Oh, your gorgeous doctor taking you for another midnight cruise?
Oh, no. Tonight I'm going out with Michael.
Oh, Michael isn't the doctor.
No, Michael's from the university. He's the one who interviewed me. Oh,
What, Ma?
I always thought of us as the Gabors.
Well, I'm glad we had this little chat.
No. Hear me out. I'm Jolie, the mother. Your sister Gloria, she's Zsa Zsa. And Ava, well, Ava was, of course, your brother Phil.
It's been a real pleasure. Good night. Lucy, you're grounded for the rest of your stay here.
Aunt Blanche, wait. You're embarrassing me. Now, why don't you go get a good night's sleep and we'll talk about it when I get home tomorrow.
I don't think you heard what I said. You are not going anywhere.
Aunt Blanche, I'm 20 years old. I'm going wherever I please.
Fed twice a day. Walk her after her second meal. And don't give her anything liquid after 10.
Hey, what is this? You're talking about me like I'm an animal. You've been with a man, haven't you?
Honey.
Beto, stand up and say, hello there. Oh, I know. You can give Miles one of those boudoir photographs. You know, where you pose for pictures in sexy lingerie.
Oh, I don't know. I'd feel cheap, like you.
Oh, gross. Come.
Psychiatrist either.
Oh, good, you're all here. Saturday night, of course, you're all here. Well, before I go out, listen to what I...
Through 3 times, once with 10 items, once with 9 items, and once with 6 items.
No, Rose, what kind of a moron would do that? Anyway,
I can't believe you. Where do you get your nerve?
Ironically, from Uncle Lucas. Sophia!
Me? You come to me, a matriarch, the head of a family? To me, Blanche, family is everything. There's nothing higher than family. Family I will always, without...
Emerging from her morning toilette.
It's Lana with a message from Dorothy. Whatever the favor is, forget it.
Dorothy Zbornak, have I got a man for you?
No thanks. Had one.
Oh, my goodness, no. Oh, dinner tonight. I just hope he has the answer I want to hear.
No. No. Don't worry, I'll be there
It's true, it's true. Elementary school was a nightmare. I was afraid to talk in class.
Why?
Well, I had a slight speech impediment. I mean, it's different for kids these days. You know, they have Barbara Walters to look up to.
We'll look into this first thing Monday morning.
It can't wait.
You're right. We'll do something immediately. We'll fill out a form. Must be one in here somewhere. It's okay. Sexual discrimination, sexual education, sexual harassment. Okay.
Do we have any orange juice left?
Sad. Well, that's no excuse. Daddy obviously doesn't know what he's doing. He's lost his grip on reality.
Oh, honey, maybe it's not as serious as you think. Maybe he's just going through a stage.
My father is not off on some crazy lark, Dorothy. He sold our house and our land and everything he spent his lifetime building.
But we thought the second show doesn't start until 9.
It doesn't, but after the first show, the management canceled his booking.
Oh, I was afraid that would happen. Do you know where he went?
I guess he's backstage somewhere.
You go on, honey. Talk to him. We'll wait right here.
Thank you. With it. First of all, there isn't room for it in there, and second of all, it doesn't go in the refrigerator. It goes in the cabinet.
It does not go in the cabinet. It stays fresher in the refrigerator.
No, it does not stay fresher in the refrigerator. If it stayed fresher in the refrigerator, there would be a sign on it saying refrigerate.
Actually, you're both wrong. It does not belong in the refrigerator. It does
You
not.
have to find all the other things you are, all the other ways you please people. There's a lot more to you than you know.
You know, sometimes I look in the mirror and I see my mother's face looking back at me. Not all the time, just every now and then when the light's too bright or it's too early in the morning or late at night or I look. Oh, men are so lucky. They never get periods in the first place, so they never have to stop getting them, so they don't have to go through any of this.
They blame us for being crazy when we get them and crazy when we don't.
I remember the first time I got my period. Nobody had told me anything about it. Boy, was I surprised.
You mean your mother didn't tell you?
My mother was very prim and proper.
Ma, you want the bed facing the TV or the one next to the window?
I want the bed next to Burt Reynolds.
Fine, I'll take this one. Ma, you all right?
Yeah. Just a little relapse from the pneumonia.
Stand anymore. You don't even like him. You practically begged me to go out with him to get him off your back. Now you're angry because I didn't have a terrible time? Why do you care?
Oh, I don't know. I just know I'm terribly upset because I'm letting this get me terribly upset. Oh, Blanche, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Listen, last night you were dumped by the man of your dreams. It's not surprising that today you'd be a little irritable.
I know, but to be upset about Stan, I'm so embarrassed. I mean, it's not as if he means anything in my life.
Honey, I know exactly what you're going through. Believe me, I do. I'm just so glad we had this little talk. Oh.
For an Alka-Seltzer.
Girls, I have great news. I found a final resting place for Mrs. Claxton.
Rose, you found one of her relatives?
No, I spread her ashes around the old oak tree in front of her house.
Well, what on earth for?
Well, to prove that her life had some meaning.
As fertilized on Sunday?
Rose, Gina's going to be with us for a week. Let's not have all the really big fun right away.
Hello there.
Blanche, this is my friend Jean.
Oh, I'm so glad to finally meet you, Jean.
You too, Blanche.
Dorothy has told us so much about you. I feel like we're bosom buddies.
Ma, not a word.
Well, I'll never understand what Jean doesn't see in the opposite sex, but hey, if that's what makes her happy, that's fine by me.
There's one other thing.
Jean thinks she's in love with Rose.
Rose? Jean has the hots for Rose? I don't believe it. I do not believe it.
It was the first year after Charlie died that was the hardest. I'd lie awake for hours. I just could not get used to sleeping alone. Then I started taking the extra pillows and shoving them under the covers, so
Blanche, how you doing, honey?
I'm just feeling terrible. I'm just a wreck. All I can think about is Big Daddy and that woman. Rose, cut me a piece of that cheesecake. Bigger.
Honey, why are you getting so upset? Blanche, you see older men with younger women all...
director of the St. Olaf Community Playhouse. A lot of people don't know this, but the family drama, Hey, That's My Tractor, got its start right there.
Wasn't the musical version called Hey, That's My Tractor?
Anyway, during the auditions, the first woman who walked through that door...
Sorry, I'm never gonna be all the things you hoped I would be.
The only thing I want you to be, Michael, is happy. I just don't want you waking up one morning sorry for choices you made.
I appreciate that. But, Ma, I have to live my own life. And despite my flaws, I am basically...
Americans, you measure everything by the almighty dollar.
Well, we're trying to learn the metric system. It's not that easy.
This place is like a sweatbox. Oh, great. The air conditioner's not working.
Well, who needs air conditioning? We have a fresh ocean breeze and a breathtaking view.
On the wall here.
What about it?
Well, Dorothy knows a great deal about it. She studied in Rome and she lectured in Paris, and she has a very keen eye for color and light and form. She's always the first one to compliment me on my wardrobe.
Obviously, Blanche thinks very highly of you.
Yeah, she's dropping off my resume at the Vatican.
Chilled to the bone. I've never seen it be this cold in Miami.
You know, I think that storm is getting worse.
No, I disagree. I think the storm was at its worst.
In front of your face.
We were feeling so sorry for ourselves. We forgot we are celebrating Christmas with family.
Merry Christmas, Rose. Merry Christmas, Blanche.
Merry Christmas, Dorothy. Merry Christmas, Blanche.
Merry Christmas, Rose.
What the hell is this, the Waltons?
Look, I promise I'll be back in less than an hour. Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Girls, you know what this cheesecake is missing?
Chocolate syrup.
Oh, I wonder if he has any.
I'll go look in the back. Today, you in a green satin dress and a fringe shawl, which you did everything but sleep in. You're crazy. I wasn't wearing the fringe shawl that night. I lent it to Maria Finestro. Who? Maria, the one with the huge breasts. Remember, after the band left, there was no entertainment, so all the men pitched pennies into her cleavage? She walked off with $19 of my husband's hard-earned money.
Dorothy, she could take shorthand, and I did have an affair with her.
I am shocked. That airhead could take shorthand.
Look, Dorothy, tomorrow I am checking into the hospital, and I may never come out, and if that's the case...
My name's Biff. I'm a drifter. My story isn't a pretty one, but it's one that needs to be told. It was 1950.
Yes.
You, sir, are a dirtbag. Oh, I'm sorry. It must be the heat.
What are you two doing? Can't you see Patrick is in the middle of an exquisite performance?
You have no idea just how many performances he has been... Oh, and you certainly do have a pretty place here.
Oh, yeah. Who wouldn't love it?
Well, bye-bye, Rose.
Bye. Hello.
Front door.
Hello, front door. Did two light what to do about Cousin Milo and Uncle Vito?
Oh, yeah, I have an idea on that. Now, look, they're both family. They'll understand. What do you say we all chip in and put them up at the Holiday Inn?
Oh, sounds good to me.
Me too. What do you think, Ma?
You know, in the right hands and the right bag, this chip beef is not half bad.
Intimidating. This way, I'm just one of the guys.
You think a lot of these kids, don't you?
Oh, hey, so do you.
Well, I do, but I don't know. I sense a special dedication from you. It's nice.
Oh, thanks, Dorothy. I've been at this a long time. I watch these kids grow. I know their families. I've been to their homes for dinner.
Really? You've been to their homes for dinner?
Way is not the answer.
Whoa! Oh, I'm sorry, Mario. I never realized that ripping off a nose would leave that big a hole. Anyway, I read a story once that said that in America... You're right.
Oh, okay, then it's all settled. They can stay. Oh, Detective Mullins, we decided you all can stay, so welcome to our home.
Thank you. We appreciate this very much. We'll be back early tomorrow to set up. And don't worry, you won't have to change your lifestyles because of us. All we'll need is a bedroom, a bathroom. We'll use the kitchen.
Now get some rest, pussycat. Tomorrow could be your last day.
Gee, it's a
know?
I didn't know these were mashed potatoes. They don't have lumps like yours.
You want lumps, Salvador? I'll give you lumps.
Ma, I cannot believe you are so old-fashioned in your thinking.
I said no and it's no, and I'm too busy to have this argument.
Fine.
It looks like it's going to be a long night.
Take care of him for free.
Oh, shut up, Rose. Tell me, how long does Rose have to take care of this pig before she gets the money?
As long as he lives.
Oh, forget it.
Well, I split the money with you girls.
Forget it.
How long does a pig live?
About 25 years.
Forget it.
How old is this pig?
29.
Oh, I see you finally got your new glasses.
Yeah, I also got these to beg for spare change on the corner.
That is enough. Now, look, we have to stop this moping around. So we don't have the money anymore. I mean, we still have a great deal to be thankful for. We live in a lovely home. We have our health, and words managed to move the heart of a major world leader.
And I would like to hear those words, too. Now, you promised us you'd read us that letter.
I never will. It's too embarrassing.
You just said today was the worst day of your life. What have you got to lose?
I'm never going to read this letter. Never.
All right, then, will you let me read it?
Oh, fine. Kick me while...
Rick Murdoch.
True, true. He had a twin brother. Hey, would I lie to my two best friends? So, Ted, did I hear someone say you were a doctor?
He's not just a doctor. He happens to be one of the top neurosurgeons in the Midwest.
Get out of here.
He's also heavy into real estate.
No, it's nothing much, really. I just own a few mini malls.
Oh, your wife must be very proud of you.
Don!
We're going to jail.
What did you call me?
Before he answers that, let me reiterate, we are bitterly divorced.
Relax, Dorothy.
Okay. I want to see 6 hands above that blanket right now.
The only reason we're in bed with Dorothy is we're scared.
Scared of what?
Now, Dorothy, don't you laugh, but we're scared of the aliens.
Blanche, how many times have I told you not to?
And Rose.
Oh, nice meeting you.
So, Jeremy, where did you and Rebecca meet?
We met at a sidewalk cafe in Paris.
There weren't any tables left, so I just sat at Becky.
Why don't we all move out to the Lanai for dinner?
I'll show you the way.
Here, let me help you with that.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I think I'd better be going too.
But it's still so early. I thought we could all have a game of Oogle and Floogle.
I don't believe I've ever heard of that.
Oh, we used to play it back in St. Olaf. It's an adult version of hide and go seek.
Since she does about people.
Dorothy, you have a right to have your own friends, but sometimes it takes a good friend to point out your mistakes. And I think you're making one with Barbara.
How dare you make judgments like that? And how dare you tell me who my friend should be?
Move it along, would you, Itzhak? We're trying to have a conversation here.
May I get you something from the bar?
Yes, bring me a bottle of scotch.
Right, we still have to get through.
Al? Al? Damn.
Already.
I'm sorry. I just can't seem to get past that one.
Look, Dorothy, let me tell you something about myself. When I was 18, I was married to the boy next door. All my family and friends, they thought we were the perfect couple. Well, we stayed married for 20 years. I don't think we...
Adults can do whatever they want to.
Not necessarily. Adults aren't allowed to ride the little horsey in front of the A&P. What are you still doing,
Oh, I couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd walk.
This cheesecake is delicious.
It's not bad for store-bought.
I'd love to have another cup of coffee.
I will put on another pot.
Good.
What's all the racket? Oh, Martha and the Vandellas are back.
It's all right, Dorothy. I've got one home.
What my great job at the day camp is head of arts and crafts. I'll be spending the entire summer gluing macaroni to construction paper.
Dorothy's a high school teacher looking for summertime work.
Really? I might be able to help you out. My producer's been looking for someone with education credentials.
Mr. Hastings, I need to speak to
Not
you.
now, Dorothy. I've got a show about to go on the air and no star. Jody, did you find him yet?
I know where Mr. Terrific is.
No, not Mr. Terrific, Mr. Mailman. He's supposed to be our guest host, but he's disappeared.
Oh, try the ladies' room. Yeah, I found him there once when he was playing Mrs. Nurse.
I didn't know we had a character, Mrs. Nurse.
We don't.
There's only one way to handle this.
Rose! Rose, no! Rose! Rose, don't go out! Rose, come back here!
Don't worry, Dorothy. I was trained in psychology back in St. Olaf.
That doesn't count, Rose. In St. Olaf, they think that Freud is a way to cook chicken. Is Adolf Hitler.
Where's my history book? Is this the man we're talking
Yes,
about?
that is Adolf Hitler.
You can call him whatever you want, but that's Fritz Stickelmeyer. I'm assured of that.
Excuse me. The man in that box was a bum. A scoundrel, a cheat, and a liar. You got that right. Quiet. I work alone. But there was another side to him, and it was beautiful. He awakened feelings in...
Behave yourself. Hello, Mr. Weinstock.
Oh, my goodness, as I live and breathe.
Unfortunately.
You're little Dorothy Petrillo.
That's right.
You haven't changed a bit. Same gorgeous smile, pretty eyes, beautiful figure, long golden blonde hair.
You have cataracts, don't you? Before you slept with my mother.
Dorothy.
Ma, this is the most upsetting thing you have ever done. I am shocked. I am disappointed. I am speechless.
We're getting married.
I am very lightheaded. Lazy hardly ever remembers to lift up the toilet lid.
Fine. We'll start looking for a place today. Come on, Max.
Ridiculous. We are not poor. We thought we had $10,000 and now we don't, but we're no better or worse off than we were 24 hours ago.
If that was a pep talk, it stunk.
Look at this. There's a celebrity auction to benefit the homeless, and they're selling a leather jacket worn by a major rock star at a game without our star player.
Rose, listen, I am getting sick and tired of being made out to be a villain simply because I play by the rules.
Relax. It'll all be over tomorrow.
Yeah, if I make it that far, I think I caught something practicing out in the rain.
So did I. Gee, I hope none of the boys caught it.
Don't worry about it. Those...
So you got a terrific smile.
Yes.
You're smart and thoughtful, so you've got beautiful eyes.
Yes.
And you're a music lover, so you probably got a big behind.
No.
Just...
The high winds tipped him over, and Marco used him as a speed bump. Sophia, if it wasn't Marco's fault... It doesn't have to be his fault. It's a vendetta, not the people's court. Anyway, there's only one Venuccio alive today. Sonny. Wisdom from the Human Torch.
Listen. Rose, if he really means that much to you, and he feels the same way, Things will happen naturally.
Yeah, but if you don't want to wait, there are other avenues you can take.
He took me to the restaurant where he had met his ex-wife, Roberta.
Well, I would think going to that restaurant would just remind him of her.
It did, especially since she owns it, runs it, and calls the place Roberta's. As she was seating us, he begged her to come back to him. And after he had wept over his crab cakes,
Albums. Ma, they're for you. They're for us.
They're for later. Let's go.
Come on, Ma, the park can wait. Let's do this now.
Okay? So let's make it quick.
Oh, Ma, look. Here's you holding me when I was a baby. Do you remember what was going through your mind then?
Oh, no. What's everybody doing up? We settled this. The kid wants to fight, and we need him to fight. There's no problem here. Everybody back to bed.
Ma, stop that. Look, we have to consider this very carefully. We could be holding the man's fate in our hands.
I once held a man's fate in my hands.
I thought I was safe backed up against these pillows.
Why don't we see what's keeping Trudy and Dorothy?
Yeah, probably got caught.
Credits, you took history.
Sophia, have you been out in the hot sun too long?
It's a possibility. Is there wax running out of my ears?
Boy, Trudy is beating the dickens out of Dorothy.
Oh, I just have to catch my breath.
Don't worry, Dorothy. The reunion will get your mind off of it. The people should be coming in a couple of hours.
The party. I totally forgot there was no way I can face those people.
Oh, honey, of course you can. You were all friends of Trudy's. You can consult.
This is a story about being a bad hostess. While Rosa had Giuseppe in the bedroom with his saber around his ankles, 200 hungry guests were strip-searching mice for a piece of cheese.
Ma, so what's your point? That Rosa and I throw bad parties?
I'll never be cured, but I know now I can live without drugs my whole life, one day at a time.
I'm just glad you got that monkey off your back.
I never had a monkey on my back. Although when I was a child, I had a chicken named Gordon. Oh, and what a great...
Fair to Holly. Now, I spent 3 afternoons with her this week, and she was lovely company each time. Last night, she even took me out to Antonio's.
Antonio's? Well, that's right down by my office. Why didn't you guys call?
Holly did call. She said somebody said you weren't there.
But I was.
Oh, well, I guess it was just a mix-up. But the point...
This problem has to do with Holly.
Her hair's not the color of a Twinkie.
Holly has done something terrible, Blanche, and I think you ought to know about it.
Listen, darling, whatever it is, I'm really not interested.
What?
Oh, Rose, Blanche and I have been talking about this. There is a problem, all right, but it's not between...
Pretty fast worker. I guess that's something we have in common.
It's something else you have in common.
Gary Tucker, you
was up all night. Ma is exhausted.
Oh, this is all my fault.
Oh, well, don't worry about it. At least I called the home and checked her out for a week's visit, so we're not kidnappers anymore.
Oh.
Ma, sit down. Ma, we need to talk about Lillian.
I said I'll
way it'll work in the future when my video camera gets back from the shop.
So tell me, what type of work is it that you need done, Mr.
Toto.
Mr. Toto?
Oh, no, Mr. Just Toto. You're Dorothy, and I'm Toto. At least for the next...
Nice to know I have a friend like you who cares.
Dorothy, I have a confession to make. Rose didn't lose Fernando. I gave him to Daisy when she was helping out with the rummage sale.
Well, then there's no problem, honey. Just call Daisy and get Fernando back. She's a very sweet...
The town started digging like crazy, kneeling by the grave, using their hands even, dirt flying and Beatrice screaming. And when they opened that coffin, there he was, Dad is a doornail.
The process. Oh, Becky, honey, I think you are headed for trouble going off by yourself like this. No man is going to want to marry you with a baby.
Blanche, there are a lot of people who are single parents, and they're doing just fine.
Yeah, look at me.
Hi, sweetheart. You are driving the Lincoln tonight, aren't you?
Sure. Oh, two things. We're doubling with Phil and Nancy tonight. Two things you have to remember. Call them little people. And they hate to be patted on the head. I found out the...
Do you think it's too soon to put on the bloopers tape? Just a tad.
So, the existentialist says to the psychiatrist, just because you don't see a parrot on my head...
Hey, Jacques. Give me a hand and watch where you put it.
A lullaby.
Well, sort of. Mr. Sandman.
Oh, I don't know, Rose.
Dorothy, come on. It's worth a try. It's either we sing or he sings.
All right.
Boom. Boom. I like the ring.
Reminds me of a doorknob I had back in Brooklyn. What are you doing?
Just my way of saying thank you. Well, I think I've taken care of everything. Now, you'll see to it that they don't put lipstick on my teeth.
Don't worry. I'll take them out and check them personally.
Well?
Regularly bring home a paycheck and support yourself.
Okay, wait a minute. What's this all about?
Michael, you are 30 years old. I want you to find your own place, cook your own food, and take responsibility for your life.
But, Ma, that takes money.
That's where the job comes in.
$100 so I can get my TV. And I've been working on what we can tell Blanche about that plate. I wrote it down. You be Rose, why don't I be Sophia? This is what we'll say right after they walk in the door. Hi, Blanche. You look beautiful. Welcome home. I love you.
I broke...
The Oak Ridge Boys, Rose. Our names.
Oh. Gee, I'm not sure about this. I mean, when you think about Christmas, don't you think about giving gifts?
Yes, but that's not the first thing. You know, when I think of Christmas, I think of Christmas in New York.
I for Rose.
Oh, thank you, God.
Oh, no, Rose, you can't pick yourself.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so hard to shop for.
Rose, you buy for
Blanche.
Okay, thanks, Dorothy. This really was a good idea. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but in a couple of weeks, someone in this room is going to know how to yodel.
Jump on the Easter season. I have a new idea for a great novelty. It's a decorated Easter egg with a little window in it. And when you look into it, you see a beautiful Easter scene.
Well, that's not a new idea. Those Easter eggs have been around for years and years.
Yes, but this one leaves a black circle around your eyes.
That practically screams.
They laugh, they sing, they slam down a few Boilermakers. Shortly afterwards, he's arrested for showing her how he can hold his palette without using his hands. But I digress. He paints her portrait, and they make passionate love. She spends much of the next day in the shower with a loofah sponge, scrubbing his fingerprints off her body. She sees the portrait and is insulted. It looks nothing like her, and she storms out of his life forever.
Or died. Daddy's still very vulnerable at this point. I can understand why he reached out for you. Oh, you're very warm and you're very giving. But he needs time. So please, If you really care for my father, the best thing you can do is stay away from him.
Here. Take us someplace decent.
Look, Rose, I made it perfectly clear to Caroline how I feel about you.
Maybe Caroline is right. Your wife died such a little while ago. Maybe I am taking it.
Stick ball on the corner.
Ma, they were beating a man. That's sort of why I called the police.
Ah, they were just having a good time.
Now look, Ma, I don't... It's so soon.
So what are you saying? Marry me and take me away from all this. Excuse me. Hello? Oh, hello, Bernice. No, I'm alone. Well, what do you want? Yeah, sure, I'll sign him tomorrow.
Be able to move it.
Dorothy, if the Egyptians built the pyramids, now we can move this toilet.
Fine, get me 20,000 Hebrews and I'll have it out of here.
Oh, come on. Give me a minute. I'll think of something.
I'd love you to meet my roommates.
Because you fed me once and I hung around? Because you used to put me out at night?
Because I love pussycats and I love you.
Would want me to keep them. Don't try that with me, Rose Nyland. I'll match you dead husband for dead husband.
You are not going to believe this. I told Stan I didn't want to go. He sent me a kimono. Do you know what I would look like in a kimono?
Careful, Arthur. Watch your step.
Blanche, if I only could.
Oh, forgive me, sugar. Well, here, I'll watch it for you, you poor thing.
My business was collapsing. I was facing disgrace, Blanche. Well, I know I could have stayed and faced the music, but it's just this damn Southern pride. It's the same Southern pride that kept me from being a dancer.
No, wait, Dorothy, have you made a decision?
Yes, I have made a decision. Sonny, I think that Lyle is the sweetest, kindest man I have ever met. And what you have done here is a totally underhanded, inexcusable abuse of power. Oh, Sonny, the power! But Dorothy... Blanche is right. Oh, he's reasonable. He'll understand.
I'm going to call him, and I'm going to tell him the truth. You were right all along, Dorothy. The truth is always the best.
That is very wise, Rose.
Well, I don't want you to think I just made that up. I saw it this afternoon on TV.
Sewing shop on 4th Street, and in the back they got this thimble museum I've always wanted to go to. You know, you could put in a thimble what most people know about thimbles. Well, no, that's not mine. They tell that one down at the Thimble Museum.
You actually had a good time at a thimble museum? Sea of tranquility, come to mama, lunar module, you're out of here! Yeah! That's it! Yes!
It's just a puzzle, Dorothy. You didn't make this much noise on your wedding night.
Let's go home.
Okay. Rose, you say Charlie never did this.
I think he was scared.
He was, huh? Okay, Rose, come on. Let's go for it.
I bet if Charlie had jumped, he'd have thrown in a few somersaults.
Okay, on with the award.
Oh, God, this is it.
Good luck,
Break a
honey.
leg.
Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please.
The winner of this year's Volunteer Vanguard Award is Rose.
Yes!
Hand me that glass of water, please.
Now I want you to start at the beginning and tell us everything.
Boo, Shrimp, you're up to speed. Go, Rose.
Well, to begin with, I had an absolutely fantastic fantastic time. He's the same man, the man I love. And that's why I told him I'd go to Chicago with him.
Rose, you've got to disconnect those stupid dogs.
But it's working. And besides, I've already named them.
Thanks for letting me move in early. Oh, great day for a wedding. Say, who tied those dead fish to the back of the car? He's so proud of me. My body's just as lithe and taut as the day we were wed.
Blanche! Nothing.
Don't take me, Death. Don't take me. Oh, it's you.
Ma, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I said some terrible things to you, and I'm sorry.
Ate at Shady Pines. I can't remember, but I know I did it. I must have. I'm going to prison. One for my baby. I remember.
Ma, you do?
Yeah. I heard a smoke alarm, looked up and saw flames coming out of the heater. Maria was confused. I grabbed her on the hot plate and ran out. It was the heater.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure. It was the heater.
You dig up...
On her way, Hetty came upon Goosey Lucy. One of the most popular birds in the barnyard. The most popular. And the 8th graders are seeing a play today about how to be that popular safely.
In July, we got picked up, and I went in and I talked to, I guess it was you and Tony Thomas. And I said, okay, guys, I know I'm not supposed to do this with a Southern accent. I've got an idea. How about Mae West? And I remember you said, not.
Every time you get a pamphlet, I get that disease. And not just diseases. I thought for a while I was a Jew for Jesus.
Hi, Sophia.
Shalom.
Dorothy, I picked up Charlie's pictures. Oh, these must be from his last... That crack about the nautical toilet.
You lost your head.
Oh, I'm having a vision.
And aha. But what about why? What's the motive?
When a 22-year-old marries an 88-year-old, chances are she's not after his body.
Mercy, nurse, nurse, nurse thing. I never thought I'd see you again.
Well, Sophia, I'm going to have to keep my word. As soon as you can walk, I'll have to leave.
Yeah, I know, as soon as I can walk. But I don't think that's gonna be for a long... Nah, he was a workaholic. I had the marriage annulled, and 2 days after it was official, I left for America.
Ma, why couldn't you tell me this?
Dorothy, I went against centuries of tradition. You don't leave an arranged marriage. I disgraced my family's entire way of life.
I think I'm finally beginning to see.
Good. Oh, put this man's picture on a can of stew.
Blanche, I want to thank you for showing me the light. How can I ever repay you?
Hawaii, Big Island.
Mother, you are just going to have to live with your prejudices. I don't care what your objections are. I've made up my mind, and I'm going to be with the woman I love.
Oh, Jerry.
I'm going back to Christina.
An hour's worth. It's supposed to take an hour?
And what happens to your dream? You were going to be the first Petrillo to go to college. You were going to be a teacher.
I'm still going to be a teacher, Ma. This won't change that. Now, when you say an hour, does that include everything?
Oh, God, Dorothy, we've got to get you married.
Stan.
Well, Dorothy, it sounds like you're a little hostile toward the monkey. You want to talk about it?
What's to talk about? I had to ride in the back seat all the way over. Stan said the monkey called shotgun.
Well, Dorothy, I don't think you'd feel this way if you were in my...
Sister, it's weird. We can't do anything without her. I haven't been alone with him yet. You know how hard it is to make out with a guy when his sister's sitting next to you?
Boy, do I ever. Now, you stop that. You just stop that.
Listen, Ma, I have an idea. Why don't I go and pick up Marvin, bring him here, and that way the two of you can be alone?
And if I lose my job, I won't be able to do anything but sit home and tell St. Olaf stories.
Blackmail. Oh, very smart.
Hey, they don't call me Harold Goldstein for nothing.
Maybe if we don't sit and love and inspiration and you make it sound dirty. Thank you.
Girls, I have a question. A vital question. I want you to think long, little kiss.
Hey, to me, a first kiss is still the sexiest thing in the world.
Get out of here.
Really? Well, the way I look at it, anyone can just jump into bed together. Me, I believe in romance. And that can start with something...
It's fabulous news, too. Oh, sure. I'll be happy to tell her. Blanche, you flunked.
Found in certain trees and plants. Rose.
What is juicy fruit?
No, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Charlie, you rang in.
I didn't mean to buzz. I was just scratching myself.
It's going to be a very costly...
Well, if it ain't the kinfolk.
Ma, where did you get that outfit?
I bought it.
Oh, what the heck? I do too.
God, I love this man.
Hey, you two. You're not married until I say so. Big smile.
And I could never have asked for a better surprise.
That's how we feel, too.
I have to go.
Dorothy, is this goodbye?